Hi everybody and brightest blessings. Lady Leeanna here with another episode of Wicca for today. And I am feeling a lot better today. I've done the works that I said I was going to do. Everything is complete, so you guys can stop throwing the help my way at this point. Unless it's to help me rejuvenate from the said spell works that have recently been done. Anyway, I have a little residual darkness left in me, not to the degree it was by any means, and it's slowly trickling away. I'm about back to normal anyway, you know, but it was one hell of an experience to say the least. As a matter of fact, what I did for the most part was call on Bastet and Kali Ma, which is the darkest aspect of Kali and the less mothering and nurturing, you know, to help me get through this work. Also, the help of Caradwin and Hecate was actually given. Anyway, yes, and Kali not only helped, but she came in as a 3-day visitor with me. Actually, she just left last night, sitting within me. As a matter of fact, my husband had a couple of really interesting conversations with Kali Ma. And maybe one day I'll get him to get on video with me and tell you about that. But I have a few blank spots, needless to say. Anyway, I really do appreciate all of you guys. You really came through for me. And I probably wouldn't have been able to do it without the guys that threw me the energy. You guys that sent me the energy my way. I wouldn't have been able to do it without that, probably. More than likely. It was pretty hectic, you know. And also my dearest friend Rodney Swindell, who came over and spent basically 3 days and nights with me to get through this, to do the spell works in the nighttime whenever I did them, you know, and to do the chanting with me, lighting the candles, the entire rituals. You know, it was quite fun, quite interesting, and yet quite tiring all at the same time. I don't regret doing it. I do wish I never had to. You know, but I guess we all do the things that we must to take care of the things that we have to. But you guys really came through for me. A lot of you sent energy my way, and it helped me to have the energy needed to continue going, because I was wearing out a lot through this. And I kept getting these waves that I knew had to have been from all of you guys out there, and the ones on Google Plus, and the people from Facebook, you know. Also, I want to give a special thanks to a friend of mine, Merwin, who sent me the information I needed on Kali, as well as some chants that I won't share with you here because I don't have her permission, and I wouldn't do it unless I can get her permission. And you know, without her, I wouldn't have had a couple of very, very vital tools that I actually ended up having. So thank you very, very much, Merwin. It was a gracious help on your part. Anyway, also I found, after all of this was done, there were a great deal of people that wanted to send me energy, but just didn't know how. And so I want to make this video to do with that. Sending energy, creating orbs of energy, or imparting energy from the chakras to people that may have need of it at distance. That's what I want to cover today. And there are several ways of doing this, but I'm going to share with you my way of sending energy to those who have need of it. Now, there are a few things that you do have to remember very devoutly before you try to do this. One of it is that you have to be clean yourself. You wouldn't douse yourself into a muddy pool of water and then come out and try to wash your car now, would you? I mean, it wouldn't get things very clean, would it? As a matter of fact, it would probably make the car a lot more dirtier than what it was. And so when you are doing light work for other people, you're sending them energy, light, or love. You have to make sure that you're in the proper state of mind to do so. Otherwise, you're going to do a lot more harm to them than you are good. Okay? So, make sure that you don't have a lot of family arguments and discussions that were negative going on around you or with friends. Make sure that you aren't mad that day from a lot of very tumultuous things that have happened to you. A fight or breakup with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Make sure that you haven't just done a lot of dark or negative magic on someone. Make sure that your energy field around you is very clean, like your house is cleaned and cleansed. You know, you don't want to pull anything from around you either. Make sure there's no negative people in the house with you or angry, pissed off people. You know, because you're just going to be feeding on the energy from everything that has been sour for you, made you feel bad. If you're sick, now also, you can send them that illness because you're sending trails and bits and parts of you to these people that you're trying to help. And you don't want to make them sick, or you don't want them feeding on that sick energy when they are trying to better themselves. When they're sick and you're trying to heal them, you don't want to make them sicker. Or whenever they are going through a battle with a spirit in their house, you don't want to feed the spirit to make it angrier so it would lash out worse at the person. You know, so very, very important. Make sure you're cleaned, you're in the right state of mind, you're charged up in the proper way, not the negative way, that there's no people around you that you'll be feeding off of to send that energy to them. And that includes never try to send people energy while you're doing your shopping or in any busy place, because you're also feeding from the ground, which is being treaded over by a lot of people with a lot of very mixed feelings and emotions going on with them. You know, and a lot of that tiredness, I mean, and that would defeat your purpose for one thing. A lot of that anger, and that's just going to make anything that you're trying to do bad. Okay, so remember that. Remember to do a spiritual and physical body cleansing on yourself before you start sending anybody energy whatsoever. That means getting in a tub with some consecrated salts, or sprinkling yourself with some consecrated holy water. You know, anointing oil afterward would help. You know, and then go into a bit of a meditation, or set at your altar when you are not doing a magical work and you do not want to combine your magical workings with energy sending that you're doing for somebody else. This is stuff that should be offset from each other, because when you are sending someone energy, you want it to be unselfish. You want it to be direct to them. You don't want your work to absorb up all that energy and prevent it from going anywhere. And just keeping it for yourself. I mean, because that would defeat your purpose for them. Not to mention, it depends on what the work is you're doing for yourself. You could impact their lives in a major way. Like if you're doing a love spell, you don't want this person that you're sending energy to have a deep-seated emotional love story going on with you in their head. It just isn't something that would work well for you, okay? And if you're trying to do money for yourself, you know, there's a lot of envy, there's a lot of intense emotion that goes in with trying to draw money for yourself. And you can whirl up a spirally green monster for the person in question. So remember that. Likewise, if someone is asking for energy and you don't intend to do it, If you're a lazy pagan and know that there's a possibility that you won't send them energy, then don't offer to. Don't tell them you're going to. You know, don't story them. Don't lie to them, and don't make any promises that you're not sure entirely that you'll be able to keep. Because I know of many people that have gotten empowered, you know, and were told by a lot of other people that they would have the help of them. And whenever it came down to it, they got in front of their altar ready to undertake this battle, and then felt very alone, other than a few people that they knew were actually with them in spirit. People that actually did send the energy to them. People that actually showed up physically. You know, when you tell someone that you're going to send them energy, just do it. I mean, make sure that you are there for them. Otherwise, they're going to look around and feel alone, and that is going to make them weak in their battle, and they are not going to win. And you will be contributing to their loss, to their failure, and maybe get them hurt real badly, because sometimes these people are talking about ghosts or spirits that are haunting them, negative energy that is impacting them and making them sick, just thoughts from other people, or perhaps somebody is casting dark magic on them, you know. So if you promise to send energy, by all means do so, because people can feel alone, and it will make them lose in their battles. You know, if they're in bad health and you've promised to send energy, then they could be laying there dying for all you know, and you never lifted a finger. You're going to feel very negative about that later in yourself, and sometimes you don't come back from those feelings. Okay, so very, very important there. So these are some tips on energies and sending energies, not sending energies, or being careful of the energies that you would send. And I think that this is very, very important to know before I actually go into talking to you about how to send the energy. Alright, so here we have it. You have 7 chakras. One is located on the top of the head, one is located in the forehead, one is located in the heart, one is located in the chest, one is located around the navel, the other one in the growing area, and one in the base of the tailbone. These are very, very important in a lot of ways. You can use them in sending energy, although a lot of people don't. Sometimes I will use the chakra system in sending energy, and sometimes I will just simply build up energy, create an orb, and then direct it to its place. Now, you don't always know where the person is that you're trying to send the energy to, and it really, really does help to know what they look like, or at least what their name and their birth date is, so that you could direct it better. But whenever I'm sending people energy, and I'm not using the chakra system, what I'm actually doing is pulling all the energy from above very strongly, and I'm bringing, and that's through visualization, bringing it from above and in through and into top of the head, and through the head chakra, you might say, if I'm using the chakra system, and if I'm not, just into the top of the head. And I'm filling myself up with that. And I'm likewise drawing energy up from the earth through feeling, not through sight, as far as drawing energy from the earth is concerned. And into my tailbone chakra, through the legs and up into the thighs and into the tailbone chakra, if I'm using the chakra system, and in through the legs and up and into the body if I'm not using the chakra system. Either way, it really works, but you have to focus. And I'm bringing that energy into the center of myself, and if I'm using the chakra system, I'm using the chakra right above the navel. Okay? I'm drawing it into there, and I'm creating a kind of a yin-yang with the earth energy and the sky energy. Actually, the energy from the higher power above, but you could call it sky energy. I'm bringing it into the center place of my body and creating a yin-yang. And you may view it as being either blue and green, blue from the sky, green from the earth, or you may look at it as being white and green, which would be white from the heaven system, from the God system, Summerland, whatever you wish to call it, and the green from the earth, bringing it into a yin-yang shape in the center of the body, letting it fill you up until your entire body is glowing with either a blue-green color that is just busting out all over you, but staying housed and encased within your body, or a light green color. Okay? But letting it fill you up implicitly to where you just want to explode all over the place. But you don't want to let it go yet. You want to watch that build up inside of you. Okay? And then you want to take your hands. And this is the way I've always taught my students. And they've sat around just kind of playing with it. And I do encourage you to do that. Play with orbs that you're creating of different various types. And that would be synonymous with your different various colors. And you need to look into color magic before you start doing this. Okay, and I believe I have a video on this. I'm not sure. If I don't, let me know and I would get one out. Anyway, you would use your hands and you would pull all of that after you've eminently started glowing with all that you possibly can. So much so that the room you're in is glowing, okay? And you've got to use your center eye chakra, your third eye chakra, to actually see this. I mean, all that's going on, you're going to use this. You're going to use your third eye chakra to do this, whether you're using the chakra system or you're not. Okay? And you're going to pull all of this energy in up your arms and into your hands. And you're going to watch it leaving your body, trickling down your arms and filling your hands up with an orb. And that's what I call it. That's what people call ghostly energy whenever they're actually dealing with spirits. A ghostly orb. Alright? But we're making a pure energy orb. We don't want to send a ghost somewhere. So, a pure energy orb. And you're making it leave your body. You're drawing it into your arms from your body and out through your hands and into a ball that you're creating. Okay? And it may start out very translucent. And as you fill it up, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. You may even picture the person's face inside this ball. A translucent ball that you're creating where the only thing you see inside of it is the person that you're trying to help, their face if you have it. And if you only have their screen name handle from online or their birth date or whatever, you can use that. But preferably a picture, the way a person looks, the way you feel about them, all put into this translucent ball is more important and very, very helpful. So a translucent ball with their face inside of it, and you start imagining that filling up in levels, if you would like, or you could just see it starting to get stronger and stronger and stronger and more apparent to you in the same colors that your body is filled with. And before you know it, this ball is totally glowing with everything that you've got, and your body no longer is, but the ball is so eminently strong with that light that it's just blasting this house out, and nothing dark could possibly stand to be in your house by the time you're done. Now, when you have completely filled it up to the fullest you possibly can, you're going to aim it toward the sky because you don't know where the person is. And if you do, you would blow it off in that direction. Alright? And you would watch it, again with your third eye, speed toward its destination. If you don't know where the person is, you'll blow it upward. And you'll see it shoot up into the sky, and then you'll watch it take off in one direction or the other. And you won't know before you do this which direction it's going to go, but you watch it take off speedily in that direction toward the person that you are trying to help. Okay? And then you'll know by that direction that it's gone to the proper place. And if you check on the direction of the person later, and it does help really before you get started to check on the direction the person is from you, like whatever state or whatever country they are in the direction it would be from you. It's always good really to check, physically where that would be from where you're at. And if you can't get that information, or you just didn't think to, blow it upward and let it take its direction and course toward that individual. And you can validate that it went to the right place by checking on it later. And if it didn't, if it could possibly have missed, then do it again. Using the proper steps that I told you in the very beginning of this video about staying clean yourself, cleaning yourself more, not doing this around various other people, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Refer to the earlier Pop-Tart of this video to actually get that information, But all of this is very, very important. Your chakras can be very important whether you're using the chakra method or not. If you don't know about the chakras, I encourage you to find out about them. I don't have a video on that yet, and I may put one up in the near future, but I do have a lot of requests for various videos to be made. So don't expect it to be anytime soon, but don't be surprised if I do either, because I'm a very, very spontaneous person, and I hate to plan this shit out. The same as I don't like to read scripts while making these videos, and no one really should whenever it involves spirituality, because again, like I always like to impart as wisdom on people, that to be spiritual is to be spontaneous. To be religious is to do things at a specific time on a specific day, or to do things a specific way. And that's not really me. I'm not as much religious as I am spiritual. And, everybody has their own different ways about things. Nonetheless, there are other ways of taking energy so that you can impart it on others. And if you're part of a major spiritual group, you can call everyone together to help draw this energy in, and sometimes they'll all touch each other on the back and connect in so that it could be directed to the person that brought the problem to do with another party that they want to acquire this energy for. And all of these other people can just pour energy into this one source, or all the people can pour energy into this one vase or this one figurine that would be mailed to the person. And that's another good way. It's taking an object and invoking up all of this energy, okay, and infusing this object with that energy that you would send to them by mail, wrapped in silk, by the way, white silk preferably, so it'll hold that energy along the way, packing it really nicely. And then when that person has it, they can set it in their house and they can draw to it as a reservoir. And this is the best way that you could actually do this. Not just taking your energy, but taking the energy from a bunch of people that are like-minded, and by the way, all positive. They should all be instructed to bathe spiritually first before they come to this gathering. Okay? And you should take that energy from them after you've all sang together or danced or brought up all of this energy into all of yourselves, and then just infuse an object with it, or one person if you don't have an object, and sending it to them. But trust me, an object is easy to get, and it is really a real good way of sending someone energy is through an object. And it could be a necklace that they would wear, but I prefer a figurine, maybe a statue of the person's favorite deity. Okay, and this is the best all-time way. And when that person gets this figurine, they'll just see it glowing and emanating with all that power, and they can put it right on their altar and say, okay, I'm ready for this war. I'm fixing to take it by the horns, and I'm going to kick ass. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, these are the best methods that I could possibly tell you for imparting energy on a person that's from afar. Now, if you are trying to heal a person that is in your midst, it's good to call to order a bunch of people that are like-minded in a group and have the person lay out in a circle that you cast, that all of you can enter into the east doorway of. Have this person laid out. Light your 5 candles to the 5 points of the star, or your 4 candles to the 4 directions of your circle. That would be yellow, white, blue, and red. Okay? No, I'm sorry. Yellow, white, green, and red. And if you're doing a circle where you're using the 5 points of the star, you would use yellow, red, green, blue, and what am I leaving? Oh, purple. And that would be spirit. Yellow is east, air. Okay, green is earth, or you could use brown. Okay, those would be earth. Blue would be water and west. And what am I leaving out? Purple would be spirit, and would be a point in the star if you're using that method. Red would be fire, and go to the south if you're using your 4 direction method. Okay? So earth, air, water, fire, and spirit would be your, not your directionals, but your points of the star. Earth, air, water, fire, spirit. Red, green, yellow, blue, and purple. Your 4 directions would be east, west, north, and south. And I didn't say these in the proper order, but I'm not trying to go there right now. And that would be green, blue, red, and yellow. Okay, so just bear those things in mind. And especially whenever you're doing light work, when you're doing healing, when you're doing a spell work in a circle, a bunch of people for one particular that sits in the center, it's important to bear note of your 4 directions, or at least the 5 points of your star. Okay, and not everybody uses a star, because not everybody that watches this channel is Wiccan or witch. You know, so, you know, the 4 directions for those of you that are in shamanism, druidism, and so forth. Or you can find ways using your own symbol. And I'm sure that there are ways. Okay, let's see. If you're healing somebody, have them lay in the center of your circle with everybody around them. And don't everybody touch this person, because that's just wiggy. Everybody feels wigged out with that going on. But instead, place the hand about 6 inches to a foot above the body of the person laying there. And everyone like-mindedly send the same color of energy, and the same type of energy, and the same intent into the body of the person laying there within the center. And that is whether it is for love, or to get rid of it, to empower them so they can go home and get rid of a bad spirit in their house. Or hell, everybody go into the house and raise the roof with it. Okay? Or healing energy, if I didn't say that already. But the main thing is that this person is in the center, everybody is like-minded, everybody is sending the same color of energy, and everyone is positive, most positive and cleansed. Alright, well, I hope that this video has been of a great help to you. If you have any further questions about this, do please put them in the discussion board below. And boy, I am fumble-tongued today. Put it in the discussion boards below the video so you can talk about it with other people, and you. And, you know, maybe give any further ideas and suggestions that maybe I didn't cover here.